we've mentioned a little bit here about this idea of the labor market changing and just how it's just looking a lot different, not only today, but really, what is it going to look like, say, 10 years from now? And, one of the things that we're seeing in the moment right now is that, the number of jobs out there right now doesn't necessarily match up with the number of people or the skill level of those people. So there's this big debate now of how do we make sure that the job candidates out there have the skill level to sort of compete for the jobs that employers are offering right now. And so I want to bring to the stage one of the smartest people I know. She's a Bloomberg senior economist for Bloomberg Economics, who's going to talk to us a little bit more about the labor market and how it all ties in. Yelena Shulyatyeva.
Good morning, everybody. So my name's Yelena. Thank you so much, Romain, for the kind introductions. So I'm here to talk about labor market skills and their implications for broader economic outlook. So it's a very interesting topic. It's a very hot topic right now when we have unemployment rates at such low levels that we haven't seen such low levels since like the 1960s. So, but the outlook for the labor market is not as rosy as you might actually think just looking at the unemployment rate alone. And let me start with a personal example. So I just had a baby last year, and all my doctors were professionals and everything was great, but I can give you multiple examples of like the nurse is trying to give me the wrong vaccine or the anesthesiologist forgetting about me altogether. So, these are just real life examples of things that are happening to us in everyday life. So I would like to start with a little bit of a poll here, and just raise your hand if over the last year you experienced some kind of unprofessional behavior, lack of skills, say, in a medical office with a receptionist, trying to hire a contractor who would do a lousy job, or maybe you just try to hire somebody who would, you thought had essential skills for the job, but ended up not having any. Can you raise your hands, please? That's exactly what I was trying to basically demonstrate. I think, economists call it skills mismatch. And let's start with a simple representation of this called the Beveridge Curve. So the vertical axis shows us vacancy rates, and the horizontal shows us the unemployment rate. And the curve is simply the relation between those two. So what do we see here? So when vacancies are plentiful, like right now, we're in great expansion right now. The unemployment rate is low on the horizontal scale, and vacancies are high. So on the other hand, if you go all the way down to the right-hand side, the lower part of the chart, this is the Great Recession. We were in 2009, and that shows you that the unemployment rates were very high and the number of jobs available were low. But this is a very simple relationship, but it shows us a really important thing that over the last decade, skills have become less prominent, and the curve shifted outward. So what does it mean? So that means that for a given rate of vacancies, the unemployment rate in the economy is higher. So why is that? There are a lot of different things that could cause it. For example, the lack of mobility in the economy. So people don't feel like going to California if they live in New York, if there is an opportunity for a job there. They just don't feel like that. Or maybe they can get a house over there because they have a lot of student debt. But another reason, and another key reason for that, is that people simply cannot find the right candidate for a job. And that means that, okay, we have a lot of job openings out there. Actually, over the last several months, the number of job openings in the economy exceeded the number of unemployed people. So, but people just cannot find the true professionals. So the shift in the curve actually demonstrates that. So let's go and look at this chart, which shows us the results of the survey by the National Federation for Independent Businesses. They represent small businesses, but it gives us a good idea of what is happening in the broader economy. So you can see that the white line in the chart, that actually like poor sales. Yeah, everything is fine in the economy right now. People are not worried about sales. Government requirements, that dropped after the administration lowered taxes. But what's rising as a very prominent issue in the last several years is the quality of labor. And small businesses are actually saying that the quality of labor is the most important issue they are facing right now. So, okay, we know that businesses are looking for people with skills and they cannot find them. So now what? What implications does it have for a broader economy? So this is quite a complicated chart, and it's the correlation here is not perfect. That means that there are other factors at play. But basically, if you look at the chart, you will see the quality of labor issue, which is a white line. The lower the white line, the more problems with the quality of labor you have. And the yellow line shows non-farm productivity of overall US economy. And we've heard a lot about the Fed have been puzzled about what is going on in the economy, why productivity growth is so slow. I think this chart actually demonstrates that quality of labor is one of the very big issues. And why do we care about productivity? So productivity is one of the two key determinants of long-term growth in the economy. So it's, on the one hand, it's productivity. On the other hand, it's the labor force growth. We cannot really do much about labor force growth right now, given what's happening to our population, aging of population and so on. But we can certainly can do a lot about productivity growth if we invest in the right skills, and if we try to really eliminate this issue of quality of labor and try to raise productivity growth. So I think that's pretty much what I was going to say. And I think those three slides really demonstrate like a whole bunch of complicated issues, but just simply stating that economic productivity and growth in the United States, of the economy of the United States, really depends on how what are we going to do to make sure that we invest in right skills. So just a little commercial here. So I represent a research team at Bloomberg, and we are called Bloomberg Economics. We cover all kinds of different things, from high-frequency data such as payrolls reports, and just we do a lot of research on the Fed, what the Fed will do. We're monitoring what's happening in DC right now with the Fed decision tomorrow. So you can find a lot of our stuff on the terminal, or you can listen to our conference call every Monday morning at 8:30. We talk about these complex issues and more high-frequency economic issues affecting economic outlook. This is the contact information, and we'll be happy to, if you guys can join us on Monday. Okay? Thank you very much.